All right, in this episode, we sit down and speak with Schuyler True. Now, Schuyler is the man behind Obsidian Magazine, and issue number 3 is about to come out any day now. So go ahead and reserve your own copy at obsidian-zine.com. Besides talking about the creation of the new issue, we also get into Schuyler's downhill upbringing in the Northeast, and also his journey to moving down here to Asheville. If you haven't already, please subscribe to 35 All Grip on whatever platform you're using. It really helps the show grow, and it also lets you know when a new episode comes out, so you don't miss anything. We still have some Crash Corner camo t-shirts in stock, so check that out if you're interested. Lastly, just wanted to say thank you to all of our listeners and our Patreon subscribers. We really appreciate you. All right, here's the episode with Schuyler True. Nice timing. All right, welcome to another episode of 35 All Grip. I got a guest host with me today, Rob Green. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Doing well.
Good to have you on here. And the main man tonight, Schuyler True.
What's up?
How are you?
Doing good. Ready to chat.
Thank you for being here, man. We got a bunch of stuff to get into. I guess a good place to start off is, what have you been up to this year, man?
This year, been working on Obsidian Volume 3. And I've been working at Archetype Brewing, pouring beers. Not a whole lot else. Skating when I can. Snowboarding when I can.
You went out west, right?
Did go out west. I went for a trip to Utah. I went with Dave and Clark, and we rode with Lucas at Brighton. It was a great time.
Oh, shit. I saw some clips of you. Was that you hitting, like, backcountry, like,
Yeah.
booters?
Yeah.
See some front 3 action, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe not this past winter, but when I lived there.
Okay.
A couple winters ago. Yeah.
I've seen you kind of clipped up snowboarding.
Yeah.
A few times.
Love to snowboard.
Hell yeah.
I miss it living down here this winter. I used to travel a whole lot more and be more engrossed in snowboarding than I am now.
Yeah, I mean, East Coast snowboarding is pretty mid, but
It's mid, but it's like the people are more hardcore about it in a way.
big time.
Like you take what you get and you have a good time.
I agree with that. What have you been up to, Rob? I know you're working for the city. Do we got like city council in our back pocket yet? Have you been like extorting people, bribing?
That's right. Isn't that our guy?
You gotta.
No, I have no influence over the city government whatsoever yet.
Well, you just started working there, so
Yeah.
we'll get into it.
I've had a good skateboarding week, though.
No kidding.
I got the Louis Poloni follow.
Wow.
Dude, and I copped a flight deck for $20 I played again today.
Dude, you're coming up.
I'm up.
You're coming up. Here, you're gonna have to hold that, I think. Yeah. I know. Rob's got the mid mic. So we can just get into things. Schuyler, let's just start from the beginning.
Sure.
Where are you from? And how did you get into downhill skateboarding?
So I grew up in New York. My parents lived in New York City. That's where I was born. When I was about 7, moved about 30, 40 minutes north of New York City to a town called Nyack. It's on the Tappan Zee Bridge, right across from Tarrytown, for people who know the New York area at all. I had a kind of a family friend show me whirling dervishes. And that was my first introduction to longboarding. It was an Adam Colton loaded video. And saw that. My family friend, he was a bit older than I was, like got me stoked on longboarding. He was stoked on it. And then started finding other videos and showing it to my friends at school. And then we got some longboards, started riding around town.
Cool. You on a loaded? Did you end up getting a loaded?
I did.
Yeah.
My first
Nice.
board was the ceviche
Ooh.
with purple stems and some Paris trucks.
Do you still have it?
No.
Oh.
Don't know where it is. It's pretty sad.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Who are you coming up with? Are they people that are anyone that's still skating today? Or
Not so much. I think of it as like there were the couple buddies I had at school who were pushing around town with me, and then some other buddies who still skate a bit but aren't really into downhill so much. And so a lot of the people I came up with, like truly came up with, aren't skating anymore, but there's people around New York who are still around. People from that scene who are still like in the scene, but there's like my buddies from school, Shane and Drew, and then some other buddies who longboarded with a lot more was Drew and Josh, Drew Bow, Josh Moskowitz, and Connor Buickhouse. I had also known the NYCL boys like Sam, Kai, David Ramirez, Joey.
Nice.
And they'll still skate a bit, I think, but not a whole lot.
I saw Kai like skating pinners like a month ago.
I did hear he was in town. I missed him.
I missed him too.
Yeah.
It's freaking badass.
That's such a crazy scene to come up with, NYCL boys. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just kind of got blended into that scene as you were.
Yeah, I remember
growing?
like, because I lived like 30 minutes outside the city, going to Broadway Bomb and Dark Tower Slide Jam stuff. I remember like there was some kind of like meetup thing in Central Park, and just randomly met Kai, and he was like, "Yo, do you do slides?" Like, because I had gloves, and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Oh, come with me." And we went and skated in Central Park, like A Hill for the New York people who know.
That's the road name, A Hill.
A Hill, yeah, it's in Central Park. It's just a path.
Okay,
Yeah,
badass.
it's like one corner.
This area that you're living in, is there hills at all? Like, is there anything? Is it some East Coast core
It is,
type stuff? Corner sessions, or you got runs? What's going on? I'm not familiar with that area.
More like straights, like steep straights. So like the house, my dad's house growing up was kind of like one block away from just a wall of a road, just a very steep straight road, great pavement, and like a stop sign in the middle. So that was like the sesh spot for me and high school friends. And there were some other like, I wouldn't even really call them downhill runs, but like corner sesh spots or spots that had a couple corners. Jackpot is one of them. These are just New York spots. But
What was on? I checked out. Is it Krusty Boys?
Krusty Boys.
Yeah. What? I think it was Krusty Boys too. What's going on there?
There's like 2 videos I made with Drew Bow and Josh Moskowitz and Connor. And we would go to the Catskills. My mom had a house in the Catskills, which was like hour 30 from where I lived.
Okay, so it's a little bit more deeper into the.
Up in the mountains. That's where
Okay.
you'd get some runs and like a lot of stuff with like chip seal or like kind of mid pavement, but like real mountain roads, fun stuff. Yeah.
Dude, there's one video where you're on like a narrow neighborhood road. We watched it together kind of recently, and I remembered watching that before I knew you when I was in Ohio, being like, man, if I just had fucking hills like that near me, I'd be as good as this guy.
I wonder.
And looking back, it's just like a little neighborhood, like corner stack.
Right. I wonder which one that was, but
I think it was Krusty Boys. Someone's board gets like ran over.
yeah, that's Evan. Evan was like another kid from New Jersey, a bit younger, and that video got like 70,000 views on.
It has some
YouTube.
views.
And like news channels were texting me like, "Hey, we want to put this on the news," or like, what was that Rob Deerdeck like fail show Ridiculousness? Like somebody texted me like, "Hey, I'm from Ridiculousness. We want to post this clip."
Really?
Yeah.
No shit, because I was checking that out recently, and I'm like, this has like a lot of views. Like it's
Yeah. Like a ridiculous amount of
like
views.
a ridiculous amount of views.
Yeah. It got into the news cycle. Like there were people on the news posting it, and I got those messages from people who wanted to like use it or share it or whatever. And I kind of just didn't know what to do. I talked to Evan, and him and his dad were like, no,
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Like, or they were like, we want it. I forget, but
Clark turned down the ridiculousness plug too.
Wow, you guys.
I was
That
kind
was
of
our
just like,
shot.
I was kind of like, this just like looks bad. Like,
It does look bad.
it's my friend's board. Like, he like low sides, and it goes into the bottom of the hill, and it's like this kind of like it's a stack of corners road, and then the last corner, you don't really skate around the corner because it drops into like a highway where people are driving like 50 or 60 miles an hour. So he low sided, his board flies into it, a car driving 50 miles an hour, and then it rockets into a curb, and it like broke his board. Like,
Have you seen the Josh Newman clip on ridiculousness?
Which
It's
one?
just like a mellow hillside stand-up washout, and they're like freaking out about it. It's so funny.
I'll have to revisit that. I'll clip that up. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Josh Newman was definitely in the cycle of things.
yeah.
But yeah, that video is so East Coast core. It's like couple corners, and like what looks like the steepest corner is into like a 50-mile-an-hour road. Like,
Yeah.
shouldn't even be going into this. That's awesome. Wow. You could have been ridiculousness famous.
Could have been. Yeah.
But
Well, Evan would have been. I was on
Evan-
the camera.
hey, but I don't know
the,
how that
the
works.
camera clout.
Camera clout. Cool. So what era of your, I guess, where you were at with downhill skateboarding was when that video came out? Have you been at it for a little while at that point? Because y'all are doing like stand-up toes and shit. Like pretty.
Yeah, that's like a couple
Pretty
years.
good.
Probably a couple years in. I probably had a skateboard first. My older sister had one. Like, learned how to push around. Then got some longboards, and we would like push around town on them. We'd go we had like a nice town where you could easily push around, go to the kind of the water, or go to the park, or just go get pizza or whatever. So we'd like ride longboards around town. And then that was like middle school. And then probably by freshman and sophomore year, we were like learning how to slide, going faster, going to the bigger runs, and like learning how to skate. And that's probably more where those videos are from, is from sophomore, junior, senior year of high school.
Well, you were at it pretty early then, I would say,
Yeah.
for most people.
And the funny thing, like, I was making videos the whole time because I was stoked on skate videos from the beginning. I was showing like a loaded video and had that kind of like Adam Colton energy given down of like longboarding, early longboarding fun video stuff was just like a thing. So I was like always trying to document it with my friends.
They all had like plots back then.
My first video was like 2012. So it has been a while.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's been at it. Bit of a media guru kind of here. What we got going on here? So I don't want to skip too far ahead, but there is, I do want to get into kind of the meat of Schuyler's
Yeah.
coming up in downhill. How did you get from New York to North Carolina?
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
from what I've learned, you were down here quite a long time ago,
Yeah.
seems like.
Yeah. Toward the end of high school, had to figure out somewhere to go, kind of thing. I guess I could have stayed in New York for college, but my parents were like, go out of state if you want. And I think at that time, like, NC Hills were like more or less just being discovered, or at least like through the internet, I was just discovering NC Hills. And I don't know, in my head, it was like, I loved longboarding and wanted to keep doing it. So it was like, go to California, go San Francisco, go to LA. But Asheville was also like a hotspot blowing up, and the hills looked amazing. Also easier to get to, closer to family. Mm-hmm. So it was more like an easier place to go for a college trip to check it out. Checked out like a couple other schools besides like coming down here, but after I came and skated here, I was like, yeah, this is what I want. So I guess I remember like senior year, I did 2 trips down here. I think One I went. I'm trying to remember, but I went. Okay, now I remember. It was like I went on a college trip with Tom Leary and Jake Wade, and we filmed some videos. And that was like my first time down here. And then like a week after that, I was like, I need more. And I went back with two other friends. And so
You got the bug.
yeah, I got the bug like immediately. Just fell in love with like real mountain roads with like nice pavement. Because New York, like we had some mountain roads, but it was like janky as hell.
Oh, yeah. Snow, salt, plows and stuff.
Yeah.
So what year is this? Are we talking 2016, 2015? I'm just
2015.
2015? Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you skate first? Where'd you go?
Very first.
Yeah. What was your first
Well,
run?
we definitely went to Elk. I'm trying to think of like the actual first run. I don't remember. But we went to Elk and we went to Windswept. Both sides of Windswept. And we went to Pinners.
Wow.
And Hookers. And Hookers. And those were, I think in that trip, those were like the roads we did in town.
Yeah.
We did some other stuff on the way, like through Virginia. I don't think we did Mordor, but we did Squirrel Spur and that Orchard, which is like another Virginia one.
You filmed what was it? Idyllic clothing?
Yeah. It was another like little East Coast brand. My buddy Jake made some clothes.
Okay.
And with that like Tom Leary trip, I was putting the logo in and wearing the clothes.
I saw like a
It was
video on
Tom
elk.
too.
Saw elk raw run.
Yeah.
Old pavement.
Yeah.
It's like nice. Y'all came down here and
Yeah.
got elk in.
Yeah, me.
That's awesome.
So me, Tom, and Jake stayed with Dave Esposito and the other dude. I always forget his name, but he was living with.
Should I take a guess?
Sure.
I don't know if he was living with not Jack. Definitely not Jack, right?
No.
Josh Young? No.
No, see, it's the guy who has the
Kyle K?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, we gotta find Kyle K. If you're listening, we're coming for you. He's a mysterious guy.
Yeah. Even in the time I took a trip down, I barely got to talk to him or meet him. Like we were just like staying on his couch and he was doing his own thing.
Okay.
And Dave Esposito was showing us around.
And you're like, I saw you skating, and like, this is pretty much why I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. And their apartment was like disgusting, like trashed.
Let's because I've heard about this apartment. Let's try and get a visual. Let's talk. What's the living room like? What's the furniture situation?
There's coffee table, a couch, and just a bong, and just like clothes and shit everywhere.
Clothes.
I feel like it was just like messy, just a mess. Probably a little 2-bedroom apartment with a tiny kitchen.
It seems like all you really need in a skate house.
Yeah.
I mean, a couch and a bong and a
That's the
table.
classic, yeah. The essentials.
Yeah, and TV to watch skate videos.
It checks out. It checks out. Beautiful. That's so cool. Who else were you kind of linking up with when you were going down there? Because you eventually you went to UNCA eventually, correct?
Yeah. So I think those 2 trips, I really didn't meet many people. I was just kind of riding with Tom and Jake, and then I went down again with my friends Drew and Josh. I think we stayed at Dave's again on that trip, but yeah, we didn't. We went to GRC also. That was another road from that time.
Ooh,
Old paved GRC.
Old paved
Yeah.
GRC.
Yeah. But I don't think I really met too many people in those trips, but I was pretty hooked on the roads and had to pick somewhere to go to school. So I went to UNCA months after that, those initial trips, and that was like where I started to meet more people.
Cool. Were you in dorms or what? What was your living situation? Nice.
Yeah, started in the dorms and almost immediately ran into Matt Deitch and his like housemates at the time. He was living with Charlie Menifee, Lucas. Forgetting the last name of Lucas.
Maybe Harrison? Was that another roommate? Oh, Lucas Gianetti?
Gianetti Lucas Gianetti, and then Rasta Nick. Nick
dude, yeah. Shout out Nick Shear. Hell yeah.
Rasta Nick.
Yeah, he's the best.
But yeah, I literally like orientation met them on the quad because they had skateboards, and then they were like, "Oh, you moved here to longboard?
Oh, you skate,
downhill?
bro?
Oh, you skate downhill?" Like, yeah. So they took me in, and I think they were probably juniors and seniors, and I was a freshman. But that's more or less how I got introduced to more roads and more skating.
That's sick, because for me, that's like probably coming into like some like prime Matt Deitch era, like skate house. That skate house they were in, like that was kind of coming to an end probably at that time, because I lived with them like a year later. So I think that that ended.
Yeah, because Matt
we were kind
graduated and moved.
We were kind of ships in the night, I think, a little bit with that time frame on things. So
Damn, Sky was here before you?
yeah,
Whoa.
I know he's pretty
Put some
OG.
respect on his name. I didn't know you were
I know you gotta
like
put some
that,
respect
son.
on that.
Yeah, I've been here. Yeah,
I heard a story, something about your Subaru on Elk or something. What's going on with that? Something happened.
Subaru on Elk. Oh, I did crash the Subaru on Elk. Shortly after getting the car,
Allegedly, for all intents and purposes.
allegedly did some joyriding on the backside of Elk and slipped it into a bank of dirt, and then drove it to the Subaru dealership with the door and bumpers like hanging off at night. Left it there, biked home.
Biked home. You had a bike.
I had a bike
in the
so
Subaru.
It's weird because like I couldn't park it at campus. I parked it at like a grocery store. So I biked to my car, put the bike in the car, went for a drive, crashed the car, and then biked it home, and then biked back in the morning to go pick it up and deal with it.
Beautiful.
Just some
Just joyride.
18-year-old fun with a sports car. Yeah,
Well, you'll
as
you'll
you
have
do,
that.
as you do. You know.
Beautiful. Yeah, backside Elk gets a little rowdy. There's some hairpins. I'm glad you went into the dirt and not off a cliff.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
What kind of Subaru are we talking here? Let's break it down. What time was it?
It was pretty late.
Pretty late. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Allegedly, we'll just keep adding that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I heard some things.
It was a weird time in my life, I will say, at UNCA. First time like being away from home. I also
All that freedom.
a lot of freedom. Just like drugs, people, like being away from home. I did break my ankle at Soldiers. I had like a pretty life-changing like injury that October. Like I moved into school probably August or September, and then Soldiers was probably end of October, and I broke my ankle, and then I think I had a lot of pent-up energy like healing from that injury, and had kind of a wild year at school.
How did you break your ankle? What part of the road at Soldiers? Where you at?
I was at the top of the road, like
Crash corner?
The road kind of goes left and then right, and I slid out in the right.
Crash corner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like really excited to be skating and racing. Kind of had like, honestly, I remember it like practice day having this weird cramp in my leg. You ever have like a cramp in your leg where you have to stand up out of your tuck? Mm-hmm. It's like the outer part of your hamstring. And I was having that. I was also having like an issue of like just sliding too far. Heel side, like I'm goofy going through a right. But I was having some weird skate issues.
Were you one sliding into the right, or were you flicking it toe side?
I think I was one sliding into the right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Which is not the line.
No, it's not.
Definitely not the line, no. I thought I was like gaming it. I was like, this is the line.
That's like how you eat hay.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's how you break your ankle.
Oh my god. So how long were you out for?
A while, honestly. That was definitely the gnarliest injury I've ever had. I broke my ankle. I have a plate with 8 screws that covers like the ball of your ankle on the outside, and I tore the ligament that runs like over your foot from your ankle.
No kidding.
Have you
And
been to Soldiers before that? Was that your first one?
that was my first one.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 2015.
That road will do it.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Ohio here.
I watched Jake fly off in the chicane. I think he broke both his collarbones and was at the campsite drinking beer that night.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't even make it that far. I made it through practice day, and I think it was my first heat of racing, and yeah.
So you were in leathers?
Yeah.
Do you still have that suit?
Yeah, it's at my mom's house.
What?
No way.
They're Sam Mator's Hillside leathers. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Are we what helmet are we talking?
I had a Predator. I had a
Ooh.
little black Predator with a white stripe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. I'm trying to like picture you in leathers. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Have you raced since then? In leathers?
In leathers? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Soldiers will do that to some people, man.
Yeah.
It's brutal. What do you got to say about Soldiers?
It's the fastest road that most Ohioans have skated, and that makes for a lot of interesting moments. I only skated it 2 years, and do you remember the year where the first, it was either 2 or 3 runs were both ambulance runs?
I mean, they all blend together, honestly. All I remember is you Annie Oakleying
Oh,
the
yeah.
beer. Did you skate that year, or you just
step on a skateboard?
You were just
that-
stunt beering? Beautiful. Yeah. You know, we need people like you. I also wanted to say congratulations on the WDSC crowning you, like, winning, like, world champ, like, party.
It's hard work and dedication, man.
You
know.
you put in the work.
I put a lot of hours into
Put in a
that.
lot- Yeah, I saw that posted. That was cool of them to crown you.
A lot of rough Mondays at work.
What are you going to remember, though? Being tired?
I certainly don't remember
Or
any
being,
of that.
or being the champ?
Don't remember a minute of it.
So, all right. So I guess we'll go back to UNCA Asheville stuff. How long were you in Asheville for? Because you eventually moved, correct?
Yeah. Well, I did. Finished out my first year of school, and then I went home. It was a hard year. It was like honestly, probably one of the more tough years of my life. Like, moved away from home, my world like expanded, and then I met this like really hard injury and had to like push around campus on a knee scooter where like your leg is suspended, and like that's not fucking fun. Like, pushing the classes through your dorms like while you're like healing a major injury sucked. Like, rough time. Decided to like leave school. One, I wasn't like, my heart wasn't in school, like into school. I was there to skate. Like, that's why I chose to go there. And I realized like that's like kind of a waste of time. Like, I do think back on like maybe I could have stayed in school and what my life would have looked like, but at the time it made sense to leave. And here I am.
Hey.
I don't know.
Well, you came back.
Yeah. And there's like, the following years are interesting because I didn't skate like a whole lot. It really was like a path of healing. Like, ligament damage, like, for those who don't know, it's like really takes like 2 years for you to have like full strength back. It's like, you know, people who tear their ACLs or MCLs, like, it's similar road to recovery. Like, it takes a fucking long time for you to get your strength back. And it was scary. Like, I loved longboarding, took a big risk of like chasing it, and then was like, doctors are telling you like, oh, you'll never skate. Like, it's tough. And come to find out, like, they don't know everything, you know. Don't let doctors tell you not to skate because they're not professional athletes. Like, they're not extreme athletes. They don't know extreme sports. Talk to those people who do. You know?
Yeah, I mean that's still hard to hear though.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. That's my point. Like it was a tough time. Moved back home. My dad fucking hated that I moved back home. Was living with him. Then I left and lived with my mom for a bit, and then really the thing that kind of like got me out of that rut was moving towards snowboarding. Actually, let me think on the timeline a little bit. There's a whole like trip I took. So I guess like it took me like 2 years to like heal that injury completely and like kind of get back into skating. Maybe 3 years before I was like, I'm into skating again. But I did a trip to California and built mud houses. I don't know if you heard anything about that in the research, but I did this kind of like 6-month trip to California, went to Giant's Head, went to LA, and skated LA. And yeah, that was a good time.
Mud houses.
Built mud houses, yeah.
Were you living in the mud houses?
I was living in the mud houses, yeah.
You were in the mud.
I was in the mud in 2017.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
You were living in them while they were under construction, right?
Kinda. I mean, I was living in a finished one, but finished is like a term, you know. No, it was cool. Like it's this kind of like old school way of building that uses clay and straw, and you just you can like dig clay and straw out of the ground, mix it up, and make walls out of it. And it's like to compare it to like traditional construction, it's a lot cheaper in materials, but it's a lot of fucking work.
I can imagine it's a little cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, you can build a house for like $2,000, but it might take you a year. Like,
what happens if it
like
rains?
Manual labor. Well, you put a roof on it. I mean, like the walls are made of clay and straw, but you'll put a roof on it, and you have a good foundation.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
yeah.
So
And-
you're just like living in a mud house?
Yeah, for 3 months I did like this apprenticeship. So like this is when I dropped out of school and was like, I have no direction in my life. Like I need to do something.
I'm gonna go make mud houses.
I'm gonna
in
go make some
California.
mud houses in California, go to Giant's Head, and see where that goes. And I worked on a pot farm for harvest on that trip. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. That's not a bad
I can't
move
skip
to
over.
make.
I can't skip over the mud house thing.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I didn't know that. That's cool. So what happens after the mud house? Because you lived in Boone at one point, right?
I did. There's still some years until I get to Boone.
Or were you kind of in your snowboard era?
Yeah. So I was living at
Before
my
then.
mom's. I did this like California trip and built the mud houses, went to Giant's Head, back to my mom's. And then at some point I was like, I miss skating. Like my ankle's still not like strong. Like I don't feel like confident. I'm not having as much fun longboarding. Like this is a big bummer. I do love snowboarding. I feel like I could do it. And so I took a leap again and just like kind of just like picked a mountain in Vermont and was like, I'm going to go apply and work as an instructor. And I hadn't been to this mountain before, but a friend of mine just recommended, was like, yeah, my buddy works there. He loves the work culture. So went to Stratton and lived out there, learned how to teach snowboarding, was snowboarding like 100 days a season that winter. And honestly, I think the snowboarding is kind of what brought me back to skating, because otherwise I wouldn't have like built the confidence up to like skate hills for real again. Also, like just in a strength term, like you have a snowboard boot, your ankle's pretty much supported. Mm-hmm. And I could still like get the strength back that I lost.
Big time.
Snowboarding, I think my first season I stayed in Vermont the summer after it and was like pretty bummed on like staying there, because I met all these cool people there who were working for the winter and they left, and I was like, well, fuck. And then the following winter taught snowboarding again in Vermont, and then that summer I went. See, I've moved a bunch at this point. So
It sounds like it.
it's like
Sounds like
the
you were
time-
hopping around a little bit.
My wires get a little crossed in my memory, but I'm trying to. I did a trip. We did the RV trip. Oh wait, no. So yeah,
Yeah, you're getting a little crossed up here, aren't you? Aren't you?
yeah, no, yeah. So I went to the event that Jeff Mongoski hosted in Vermont.
Oh, was that? I thought that was in Mass.
Yeah, Mass. Yeah.
God, what is it?
What's the name of that fucking road?
Why is that escaping me right now? It's fast as hell.
Whitcomb.
Whitcomb, yes.
Yeah. Went to Whitcomb and was like, damn, I fucking miss skating downhill. Like, I love this shit. And then shortly after, like, made a plan with Ryder to take the RV down to North Carolina. And we did that, like, in the later part of the summer and was, like, starting to kind of get back into skating. I was skating with, like, Ryder and Pat and Cody. Shout out Cody Pierce. And Ethan. And kind of those, like, I don't know, New England homies at the time. But yeah, we took the RV trip down, stayed in Boone for a bit, you know, infamously roasted the brakes of an RV on Surf Spot. And
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
pretty, yeah. So we drove this RV straight from Massachusetts to Surf Spot. And we arrive at night, and Surf Spot, if you know the road driving in, it's like a 30-minute dirt road, and then like, I don't know, a while going back up as well. But a lot of it's downhill. And like toward the bottom of the downhill section, we were like, oh, the brakes feel like kind of spongy and weird. And we're like, all right, let's keep going. We're almost there. And it's like dark, it's late. And next day, have a great fucking session at Surf Spot. And then around like 5 or 6 o'clock, we're like, all right, let's take it back to Boone. Start taking it down Surf Spot. Or really, Ryder is the one driving it down. Like, we skate to the bottom. And then, but yeah, we skate to the bottom, and then we're like, all right, where's the fucking van? So we walk back up, and it's just like parked on the straight, like the steepest part of the road toward the bottom. And Ryder had like made it that far, but at a certain point, like the brakes were just like gone, and he just shoved it into park. Like at whatever, like 3 or 4 miles an hour, because he was realizing like he couldn't stop it at all. So he just slammed it into park. And like, thank God it worked and stopped the RV. Otherwise, it would have just kept rolling. He would have jumped out, and it would have gone off a cliff.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I got nothing fucking worse happened, but from that point we just called a tow truck, and it took a while to find the right tow truck that could like both haul a heavy RV and make it to Surf Spot. Because it's like we kept calling people and we're like, we don't have like a big enough truck to take the RV, and then the other guys were like, we don't have a small enough truck to make it there. So we found like the right guy.
Oh my God.
And
It could have been so bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whose RV was this?
RV was a friend of Ryder's who wasn't using it, maybe lived in it at one point, but it was just like sitting at his parents' house and was like, yeah, you guys should definitely take it. Like, throw me $500 or something for a week. So we like, maybe it was probably even less money than that. It was just like, yeah.
Brakes, never been changed.
Yeah, apparently not. Or, I mean, I don't know. It was a.
Well, I mean, when you take an RV down a road like Surf Spot,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, that road is steep as fuck.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
There's a reason we take rentals there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of was a rental.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
We did take a rental
Honestly,
there.
it was a rental.
But yeah, from there, we kind of had like a rainy trip after that. We took it to Boone, took it to a shop, and had the brakes fixed. But we were chilling in Boone while it was raining. Had probably maybe one day of like nice weather and skated. And that was like my introduction to Boone. Also me like being like, yeah, I miss downhill a lot. Like I want to get back into this. And so stayed at the castle. feel like we didn't do that much. We did film a bit. Ryder was filming the Bammer video at that point.
Classic.
But went back up north, worked another season at Stratton in Vermont. And then the following summer is when I moved to Boone. I was like, yeah, I want to do downhill stuff again. And it was COVID summer. It was the first summer after COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So 2021?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you move into the castle. Huh. Actually, got a guest question about the castle. I think this would be a good time
Sure thing.
to patch us in. I got a question from Pat Dort. Here goes.
Yo, what up, 35 All Grip? Just calling in for a little guest question for my boy Sky. And yeah, I guess I was just reminiscing on the days we lived in Boone together. And I was just thinking, if I remember correctly, you were building tiny homes for work at the time. But you're the first person, to my knowledge, to build a tiny home inside of a skate house. And yeah, I was just hoping you could tell us a little bit about that experience and how it made you into the skater you are today. Word up. All right. Have a good one, boys.
Yep. I did more or less build a tiny home inside the castle.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate?
It wasn't quite a tiny home, but in the basement, put up some walls and made a room in the basement for myself in the castle.
Okay. Because there was already like a little room down there. You made another room?
A second one, yeah.
No kidding.
What do you mean you put up walls?
Like,
What kind of walls are we talking? Are we talking?
bought some 2x4s and plywood and just made some more or less dividers. Like, they're not structural walls or anything, but I put up some walls in a doorway, hung a little curtain so I could have my own little room in the basement. Put some plastic over the, I guess, floor joists for the floor, so I keep that insulation away from me. But made a little room in the basement.
I had never seen this room because I've been in the basement a lot.
Yeah.
So it must have just.
Imagine like the corner room, the bedroom that was already there, but just like right next to it.
Okay.
Corner room's there.
I'll have to. I need to. Is there any pictures of this?
I could look. I don't know. I don't think so.
Were you living with what was the castle lineup at that point?
Cole Kremen, Jesse Greenberg, and Wilder, and another homie from App who wasn't skating downhill. Matt, I want to say.
No kidding. You're just.
You got to be so down to be the one non-skater in a skate house.
I know.
It's the craziest place to be.
It's like you don't even know what you're getting yourself into. Like.
He was chill. He was like into music shit and was more or less like just a bro. Didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, definitely parallels. I guess if you play music too, you kind of get it. If you've been around that, kind of have the same identity in a way. No
But yeah,
kidding.
that was fun. Did build a room inside the castle for like a couple $100 of lumber.
All right, I wanted to play a little game with you two. It's a segment I've never done before. It's called Roommate Survivor. And because y'all live together.
We do.
You got a few other roommates as well.
In a basement.
In a basement, yes,
Yep.
correct.
A 4-bedroom basement apartment.
It's a pretty cool spot. I'm gonna have you guys write down on a piece of paper here. So here, I'll give you 5 here. This will be a fun little thing to do. I thought about this like today, so y'all have to share a Sharpie too. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and you're gonna write down what person in the house do you think it is.
It's all Norm.
So, and don't look at each other.
At each other.
Or no, you can look at each other, but like I only have one Sharpie, so the Sharpie will be better because you can put it up to the camera.
Sure.
So yeah, I got 5 questions.
I
So
only got one Sharpie, but 5 questions.
yeah, well you have to share. Sharing is caring. All right, first question. Who's the best skater in the house?
Can we talk? 'Cause I
Right
have
now?
Yeah, I mean,
All right, now you.
that's a tough one.
This guy is pondering. He's writing things down. Rob has made a quick decision. All right.
Sorry, Pat.
All right, y'all can show him to the camera. Who we got? Okay, Norm. Norm unanimously. Okay.
He's an all-arounder.
All right. All
No
right.
weak part of his game.
Who parties the hardest? This is Roommate Survivor. This is really important.
WDSC party champ. But that's fine.
You can also write down yourself. I mean, kind of lame, but you know, if it is you. All right, holding up to the camera. Here we got Rob. Miso.
That's our cat.
Okay.
She go hard as fuck.
Okay, wow. All right. Cool. All right, next one. Who's the loudest? Who's the loudest in the house? He's writing down. All right. Rob has made his decision. We got Schuyler writing down. All right, what do we got? We got Norm. Unanimously Norm. Okay. All right, moving on. Who doesn't do the dishes the most? Am I starting to stir up some things for the room? Hey, y'all are looking at each other.
Do him like his dishes, son. Do him dirty.
This is Roommate Survivor,
I mean-
guys. This is Roommate Survivor.
It's either
Hey, you got to write it down.
Oh.
Don't be influenced by what he said. Look, don't look. This is important shit.
The fact that he's considering someone else makes me think it's me.
All right, now you write.
never mind.
Oh,
Wait.
I'm not gonna start a fight about this.
Oh, come on.
oh no. It's hey. This
No, I
podcast
need to
is
see
not
it.
going to come out for a little while.
No.
All right, reveal.
No, wait. What
Norm?
are you going to say? Say it with your chest. What do you got? You wrote it.
It says Norm, and it has
Did you
something.
cross me out?
It has something.
It don't say Rob. No. It don't say Rob.
I think it might say Rob.
Maddie?
Off the record, yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you do all Maddie's dishes. So
Oh, that's true, but that's an agreement.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to get you guys riled up.
Maddie
here.
not clean though.
Yeah. We love her, though.
But I'm not gonna put her on blast on the podcast. Well, back on the record.
Our agreement is she cooks and I do everything else. I clean. So anything that she hasn't done falls back on me. And I claim that.
I don't even do that many dishes, so I'm not mad. Like I don't give a fuck.
See, I should have led with this because it gets everyone fired up. I was like, should I lead with this? All right, and the final question for Roommate Survivor.
We could just keep playing this.
Well, I wanted to keep going, but the final one, I only have 5 pieces of paper. Who would you vote off the island?
Oh, fuck. That's heinous, dude. I have to go home to all of them later.
Don't worry, this podcast is not going to come out for a little while. So,
Can you wait till the end of our lease, maybe?
what is that?
What? July?
No, no, we're not waiting that long.
Fuck, dude.
I feel like I just should not be honest.
So can I cop out and say the cat again?
No, the cat does not count.
Son.
It's just a game. Like this is all just like made up. This guy is writing down. He's writing a lot right now.
Well, I did not write very clearly.
Don't look yet. Don't
Rob's
look
already
yet.
looked.
I didn't
All
see.
right, Rob. All right, show them. To the camera. One say Rob. One says
Sky's leaving
one
anyway,
says
dude.
Sky.
You had Rob and Maddie. Wow. What have you done, Dan?
Well, hey, I just wanted to get, we needed a little mid game.
Maddie's not gonna be happy with it.
It's fine. This is all just
She
a
doesn't
game.
listen to this shit.
This is all just a game. This is strictly fictitious comedy right here. We're just spitballing. All right, so we'll move on from that. Now that I have both of you
God damn it.
like fuck.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, this car ride home is gonna suck.
Yeah, sorry guys. Well, I asked you if you didn't want to, if there's anything you didn't want to talk about. So. We'll come back to the roommate living with each other thing. But I got a couple.
I've got a lot to talk about there, actually. So.
Yeah, we'll go at the end. I'll let each of you take turns. I got a couple Patreon questions I'm gonna run by you, Sky.
Sure thing.
Shout out to all the Patreon members. Appreciate the support. First one, I got Nathan Godwin wanted to know. Tell us about the creative process for Megalodon.
Hell yeah.
How long did it take to stack all that footage, and how did you go about putting it all into such an awesome film? And I also wanted to add, what's up with the puppet?
So yeah, Megalodon, honestly, one of my favorite creations. It was a joint effort of me and Brees Sleeper. Kind of came out of nowhere. I got this dope camera and was filming with it over the summer, just kind of here and there. And Brees had been doing follow runs throughout the summer, and Brees kind of showed me maybe his half finished edit of all his follow run stuff. And I don't know, I just kind of jumped in and was like, yo, I have a bunch of footage sitting around as well. Let's make it a full thing. So we started to combine the footage we had. And then me and Brees just kind of finished the editing of it and put it all together. So it really did kind of just come out of nowhere, and honestly became one of my favorite things I've worked on. And sick video. If you haven't seen it, check out Megalodon. It's on Brees Sleeper's YouTube channel.
The music's pretty fire too.
Yeah, it's a combination of me and Brees's music choices. Sick filming from Brees. I'm pretty happy with the edit and the footage, and the puppet.
Who brought the puppet?
I don't know. I mean, was Jesse in the car? It's a puppet of Jesse, is my understanding.
It's like a puppet of.
Or is Jesse holding the puppet? Or
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Jesse's holding the puppet, but if it's also a puppet of Jesse, that's my understanding of it.
Okay. Just wanted to.
Fabrizio.
I just wanted to inquire about that. No, there's some sick skating. I noticed you have Will skating Sugar Mountain.
Yep.
The parking lot spot.
Yep.
Pretty sick. That's the only clip I feel like I've seen of that.
That's the one road I haven't been to in that video. I wasn't, so for part of the filming I wasn't around, including honestly I forget if I was there for Griffin's filming, but I was there for my own and Ethan's and Brees's and Co's, and yeah.
Griffin puts a beat down on Flexington stuff in that video.
Yeah.
Just gonna
So does Ethan, dude.
So does Ethan.
Yeah.
But the Firen's clips?
I gotta the Griffin footage in that video is some of my favorite Griffin footage for sure. Honestly, it's also my favorite Ethan footage and Brees footage and my own footage. It's the best video.
It's all around pretty fire.
Yeah.
Pretty fire.
That's a video I'm so hyped I made and stoked on still.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
I've never seen this.
That's okay.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
You definitely
awesome.
have.
You didn't have to say that. You could have just nodded. You've been like, yeah, for sure. That's just tight. Got another one from Kurt DeRoe. He wants to know, what skate media inspired you to create Obsidian? What about these medias stoked you out?
I was gonna ask about this too.
Yeah.
And about the conception of it and like where it came from.
Yeah.
I know you're inspired by some like snowboard zines and street stuff. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it really started with this idea. Like, I started getting into photography and posting to Instagram, and it was kind of just frustrated that like my own photographs, as well as like photographs of that my friends were taking, and like people I was inspired by, like in that moment or like in that era, you just post them to Instagram. People look at it for like a couple minutes and then it's gone, or like a couple seconds and it's gone. And like, you know, there's a lot to complain about with social media and whatever, but it makes sense for us to have like an outlet or a platform for people to share photos. And for me personally, it's like, I wanted to create like a zine where people are like excited that they're on the cover of it. Kind of like when you're a kid and you read skate magazines. Just like, I wanted to create that for longboarding, because like what we do is badass. And like, I feel about longboarding the way I felt about like street zines, like street skateboarding zines when I was a kid. And it's like, why doesn't that exist? Was kind of like what gave birth to it. When I was coming up, I definitely had Concrete Wave. So that's an inspiration, as well as Skate Slate. I think it's important to like have something physical to like put your hands on, and like you can see them on the table. Like, it's stuff that exists year after year after year. Like, that's more or less like the idea of it. Like, no one's digging up a social media post from like 2 years ago, unless it's like randomly coming up in conversation and like you have to look at it. But
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's like it's on the gram and then it's gone the next day, and
Right.
you'll probably never see it again.
right. And that's like really why I wanted to make it, was just like, we do something that's really important. We all love to see the media of it, and we all like to like share it with each other. Or like, how many times have you tried to show a skate video of yourself or your friend to somebody who doesn't know what downhill is, and it just doesn't come across? And it's not like photos of it doesn't necessarily like make it come across better than a video. That's not like the point, but it's just like, here's a book of all of it and some people talking about it. Like, that comes across more than just like, check out this Instagram clip type of shit.
No, it's absolutely, and it's really rad that Obsidian is out here, because, I mean, the physical medium is definitely something that has been missing.
Yeah.
And you've filled that void. We're on issue 3.
We are.
Correct?
It's coming out shortly. I'm looking for a March release. It might bleed into like late March, early April.
Okay.
But honestly, we're on track for like a mid-March release. But I'll just show these for the camera. Issue 1, issue 2, and this is a little test print that I made of issue 3.
A little teaser,
A little
if you
teaser, yeah. It's not complete, obviously. It's a little pamphlet, but here's about like 10 or 15 pages. And I just did it to make sure things were looking good. I was also checking out a different cover lamination. You'll notice this one's matte and the other two are like glossy.
will. Yeah.
And this is like a little matte
That
picture.
cover
So I wanted to
picture
see how
is
that
fire.
went. Yeah. But yeah, y'all can check out the new cover photo, back cover.
I'm just curious.
Little
Who
teaser.
took this banger, dude? That one's crazy.
That is a RF Green original.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rob, you took that?
He's good.
That's a Rob photo.
No kidding.
So I did want to ask,
Sure.
what do you look for in a skate photo? Because I have like a little checklist. But when I submitted my shoot to you, you kind of used photos that I never gave a second thought. And it ended up being a way better layout than I ever would have made. And everyone's about editing their own stuff, but do you have like an actual criteria for what you look for?
I don't really have a criteria or a checklist. I hadn't like, I just kind of go with what feels right or like what the vibe is. A lot of stuff like when you're putting articles together, you need photos to support text and you need text to support photos. And you almost really, you just want to be able to tell a story, which is like challenging to do. And so like, I don't know. I don't think of it so much as a checklist. Like it's interesting here. You have like a checklist of what makes a good photo. I do always think of like foundations, like art principles and art foundations is like composition and lighting. You want to see it to be dynamic. You want to see action, but you also do want to see like character and like even photos that are like can seem kind of blah still have a story to tell. And sometimes I think like this photo, I've heard other opinions of like why would
Teach fucking hates it.
yeah, Teach hates this cover, and like I get the criticism. There's like a couple there's bike riders and they're way bigger than the skater, and like I get that criticism, but I think I don't know, it's a sick skate photo, and most people who buy the zine and read the zine like know it's a downhill zine, like. And anybody knows it's a dope ass photo. Like you're looking through these random bikers at Dave, like one footing through a corner on elk. Like it's badass.
Imagine you're a biker and you buy Obsidian. You're like, what the fuck? I thought.
Yeah,
I made the cover.
And that's kind of like my like response to that criticism. Is like, no bikers are buying this magazine. like I know who's buying them. No bikers.
Well, Dan.
True.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the pick is cool because I definitely had my own reservations with it at first. But then like you look at it and you think about like what is the essence of that road? Like those are kind of things you're gonna see, not necessarily obstacles, but they're we're skating a road that is.
It's the character of elk.
It's a character of elk. Like that is
like,
what it is like.
Outside of downhill skating, elk is a very popular cycling spot.
It is. And
like this photo, you're looking through the trees at the skater. Like it's kind of common to put something like environmental in the foreground that you're looking through as like a photography technique. And like, so Rob photo, I think he did an excellent job, like framing David.
I didn't know that was a Rob
cyclist.
I didn't know that was.
I got the cover.
It's a great photo.
Oh, you got the cover? Yeah, I got
the
cover.
rationale you told me also was like, you wouldn't really be able to recreate this photo, which is kind of cool. It was
yeah, that too. Yeah.
And it's just fucking Dave being Dave.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to recreate it, and I don't know. It's just.
I think it's sick.
I kind of like in photography when the subject matter is a little bit deeper. Like you don't see it right away. Because, yeah, like at first glance, you see cyclists on a road. You might not even notice David because he's kind of small. But, like, when you're looking at him, it's kind of like a tunnel. Once you notice that it's a David photo on elk, like, it draws your eye in and it's very three-dimensional. So it has that depth to the photo, which is just nice.
Yeah, can you tell me 5 more things you like about it?
Yeah.
Stroke my ego a little more.
Yeah,
It's a great photo.
Rob is eating this up, yeah. You're like, yeah, I did that on purpose. For sure. So what did the third issue kind of involve? Who do you have as far as people that contributed photography and?
We've got a roster, some returners, I think.
So we got Rob in there?
Has anyone contributed to all 3? No, I'm only issue 2.
Oh man,
I killed the game and
the first one.
Yeah, to hang it up.
First one was all me. First one was like almost like a test of concept or whatever that phrase is. Proof of concept. Yeah, like sorry. I wanted to make something with my photography. Wanted to put it in print, and one was just like wanted proof that people would like pay $25 for some like a booklet of photos in downhill, and it's hard to like ask people to just like give me your media. I want to do something with your photos. I want to print them. So I had like a backlog of photos and just made something. So the first one is just all my photos and putting it in the format. Second one with that attention, was able to like get some collaborators, and honestly I spent most of the year like working on the damn thing. I don't have a ton of photos in the second one. But third one has a nice mix. I have a nice section from my trip to Puerto Rico. There's some photos from Kevo, Nate Wellish, homie who has some sick photos from the Graveside DIY. He also shot some really sick photos at GRC. And so we've got 2 sections with those. There's a Verge interview with Zach Taylor
Oh, cool.
coming up,
Very cool.
which I'm pretty hyped on. That's probably one of the more journalistic type of things that I've ever done, like conducting an interview, shooting photos to go along with it, and editing it. Zach Taylor interview is fucking sick. We got Cam Jacobs photos.
Cam takes some pretty crispy snaps.
Yeah. Cam Jacobs photos are fucking sick. I can't show you what's in this yet. I'm looking at them. You can't see them. We also got some photos from Ashley from Woodburger. Got a little Woodburger write-up that I kind of collaborated with Ashley on.
Is it
That
from
was, like-
this last Woodburger, 2024, or the one before?
The most recent one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was like her first time using that camera, I think. And TJ like showed her 2
Right.
things or some shit like that, and then
Yeah.
she just crushed it.
Yeah.
Like some of the coolest.
Oh,
You just
sick.
got a good eye. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, I think you had told me you hadn't looked through this yet, but this is just the like cover page.
Oh, I don't want to see it.
Hard.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the roster of articles, things going up. Might have some last minute things flying in, but for now, that's kind of where we're at.
The photography in all these is impressive, but like the curation is really sick, Sky. Like getting this many of our friends to actually do something is pretty insane.
Yeah.
I think
That's,
are you still waiting on Rick stuff?
I've actually, in the last week, finally received everything I need from Rick.
Wow.
And so,
He's off the hook.
you know, it's only like half a year late, but it's not just Rick who's half a year late. Like to my friends who've like asked me about where's Obsidian coming, like when's it coming,
Rick.
the common answer I give is usually like, yeah, I'm waiting on Rick. But also like there's a lot of waiting on people and just kind of back and forth, like making sure the article looks good and like making sure that the person who's like sending me the photos and giving me like the energy of what they want for their article like is what they want, which is important to me. Like I want to give a platform to people. So I don't want to be like, yeah, give me your photos so I can tell my story. That's like not what I want, but there's a good amount of that, but it is also, it takes a lot of fucking time on my end as well of like, besides the waiting on people. Like now that I have Rick's stuff, I got his stuff a week ago, but I still haven't like really been able to work on it. And I have to do maybe like 2 of the bigger features of the zine. It just takes a lot of work, and it's really fucking cool when it all comes together.
I mean, it's certainly a labor of love, and like,
Yeah.
Especially for me, or like I know you too. It's like we said earlier, it's like all of our friends
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
So
And just for scope, when I sent you photos, I think I sent you like 600 raws, and it was like, I don't
No.
want to go through this.
No, you didn't send me 600 raws.
It was a lot.
You sent me like a big folder, but it wasn't like hundreds. It was like 50 photos.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. You sent me some photos, but no, it wasn't like that.
well, I'm stoked to see it come out. I mean, I pre-ordered mine a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put a link in the bio. Get your pre-orders in. It might be out by the time this comes out. Who knows? We don't really know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah. Everything's tentative.
We do have some merch that will be available either shortly after this episode is aired or already available.
Is that hoodie going to be available?
Hoodies,
Or is
I
that a
do.
custom?
Yeah, hoodies I do custom, and I also do t-shirts custom. You pretty much just got to hit me up when I start getting like 5 to 10 people who are like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for a hoodie. Like, when are you gonna do them again?" Then I'll like do a run of custom hoodies. I'll order some and print some, and I do hand printed shit. Like I do lino block or wood block printing. That's how I made these eyes on this one, and. Yeah, so like if you want a hoodie or something custom, like definitely just DM me. Like I'll make you something. But I also will have like website merch that I do print on demand, which is basically you order it on the website, it gets made somewhere and shipped right to you. Excuse me.
You have a new shirt coming out, correct?
I do have a new shirt coming out, which I think I might just wait for the episode to come out to debut and release alongside the episode. I think that's a good plan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Y'all want to
Should we tease it here? Yeah. Should we tease the new shirt?
This one's like for the locals, we'll say.
It's so good.
Can you get that close to the camera?
So
I don't know if it's close enough.
he's holding up the shirt right now. It's says Chimney Laurel on Elk Mountain. So if you know, you know. You probably know.
Yeah.
But you've seen that sign before. That's beautiful.
You know, if you don't know Chimney Laurel, at least you know elk.
Honestly,
It's
what happens if you're like wearing that shirt and you're like
At elk.
at elk and they're like, are you like affiliated? Are you like a
Dude, a cop shows up when you're at Dice, you can just be like, I work here.
I work here?
Yeah. I'm with the owners. Like, they know the owners. I know the owners. Don't talk to me.
Like it does look legit. It's like it's branding that makes you look like you could get away with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ripped directly off the real estate website, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Man, I actually lost my Obsidian, that shirt I got. That was like literally one of my favorite shirts, and like
You had a little sleeve print.
yes,
Yeah.
so sick, and like I don't know where it's.
How'd you lose it?
I don't know.
Moving or
It's probably somewhere stuffed somewhere.
in the parking lot
But I
of
was-
Rowan Mountain.
Probably actually, I was wearing that shirt like every day.
Damn.
But you, besides taking photos, you also do film too, here and there.
I used to be doing more video stuff. Like I think Megalodon was kind of the last video project I've took on. I had the HVX, which is like a sick camcorder for making videos. Just has a really nice picture. It's really convenient for filming. But I sold it at some point. Just needed money. It's like $800 used as a used camera. So paid a month of rent because I needed it.
Well,
kind of wish I still had it.
God, yeah. Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I just kind of had to sell it, and I have a photo camera. I could always do videos with my photo camera, like it makes videos, but DSLRs and mirrorless like digital cameras are, in my opinion, like they're made for photos. They're kind of hybridized to be able to do video, but camcorders, video cameras are better for making videos. And that's just like the truth of it in my eyes. I think like no matter what, like make what you want to make. Like you want to make a video, use your fucking phone. You want to make photos, use your phone. Like whatever you have. The best camera is the camera you have. So don't think about it too hard. But unfortunately for me, I sold a camera and now I'm not making videos, which is pretty whack. But
Norm's working on an edit with a iPod Nano from like 2013 right now.
I'm hyped for the Norm edits.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
It's like every week I hear like some sick idea from Norm of like, we gotta make this video. Like, yo, we gotta go to Long John Silver's in a sailor coat.
Dude, it got destroyed.
There's one on Brevard Road.
Is there one?
Oh, yeah.
Because the one off Biltmore got absolutely destroyed.
Goner.
I still want to go. Okay, so still need to go to Long John Silver's. Still need to drink Pilk. Did you guys do any of those at the house? Should we go to the house? What do you guys?
We're on
wait.
We got a new one.
Yeah, there's something else you might need to try.
I don't know if
what's
we
that?
can leak this yet. The patent's pending. Finesse.
It's a little something called Finesse. Take a guess. No. Just take a guess.
Finesse? Is it a drink?
That's a combination.
It's more of a lifestyle.
Is it food?
It's a drink.
It's a
but
drink.
It's a drink. Finesse?
Think F Guinness. That's too big of a clue, but take a guess.
It's just half the answer.
That's like half. Yeah.
What? So it's Guinness? You split the G?
Cotton candy Faygo in Guinness.
How is it?
10 out of 10.
Unironically so good.
Really?
Like not even joking. Like everybody should
so
try it
good.
once.
where
Like
do you source your Faygo around here? I don't see Faygo.
Norm.
it was a norm pickup.
How's
Yeah.
he? Where does he get his Faygo from?
He's a distributor.
That's like a Midwest thing, isn't it? Maybe
It's a down south thing.
Is it down here
Norm's
too?
sponsored by Faygo.
That would be so cool.
You call it Finesse?
Yeah.
Faygo Guinness. Finesse.
No, but 100%. Like you should try it. Like,
I will.
To all the listeners, try Finesse.
Have you No, I'm going off. Have you ever heard of Go Mad?
Go Mad? No.
Gallon of milk a day.
No.
Dude, at Rowan,
Might pair nicely. Sorry.
Norm swapped a meal for half a gallon of milk because he didn't have any food at Rowan and just like puked and shit for like the whole second day apparently.
What do you mean he swapped? Like
He just drank a gallon of milk in lieu of a meal.
he's
or
like
half a gallon.
This is all I have.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, fellas. Well, we kind of glossed over Boone.
We did.
Wanted to bring us back to Boone living.
Boone Town. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Boone? What do you think about Boone?
I love Boone. I mean, it's a fucking college ass town with like nothing else happening besides the college town and the skating. But I had a great time living there, and the roads are amazing. That was the time when I was teaching snowboarding in the winters, and I spent 3 winters teaching snowboarding in Vermont and a couple more out west, but 3 summers in Boone. And I lived at the castle one year. I also lived at like my friend Lydia's house and like built a like tent in the woods type of shit, like a A-frame house in the woods that was never finished, and lived. I was like living in an unfinished house for 2 summers.
I see a pattern here.
Yeah. I do like building shit. Like I like building houses and like learning how to do shit on the fly. That's like very much something I like. Did it with the magazine, did it with some houses as well.
Clay house.
Just the only way
Tiny
to
house in a house.
Yeah, the only way to learn stuff is by doing it, and building a house is one of those things you can do by learning how to do it. But yeah, Boone's dope. That's more or less like when I first got there. Like I said, I was with Cole, Jesse, and Will in the castle. Had some good castle times. Was more or less introduced to all the Boone roads, and also was skating a bunch with Pat and Brees and whoever was visiting at the time.
What was the zone you were hitting? What was your go-to in Boone?
I would say like go to, like I'll just say like my highlights, like my favorite roads in Boone. I love Friendship.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm a big believer of Friendship, and I think a lot of people don't like that road.
I like that road except for that last right 90 where you're like
The best one.
hauling in.
Best
Yeah,
one.
until a car like is in your lane.
It's just one of those like lines where you have to like contort your body really uncomfortably.
It's a good road.
I love Friendship. Yeah. I think somebody described like kind of or was like comparing Friendship and Big Bear. Like
I think Friendship's definitely gnarlier.
Friendship's gnarlier. Big Bear is like more cars.
A lot of cars.
Friendship is like the cars are worse, if that makes sense. Yeah.
No, it does.
Yeah.
It does. No, Friendship's great. What about Crunchberries?
I don't think I've. Crunch berries. I think the pavement was fucked by the time I got there.
Oh yeah, it might have been.
So like nobody ever took me to Crunch berries. But there's something called Chestnut, something called Grandfather Neighborhood. There's just so many good roads in Boone. I think
How does Boone compare to Asheville? What's your stance?
it's better.
Boone is better.
It's better. It's not better in the sense of like if you go to Boone tomorrow, like you'll have one person to skate with. Like nobody is really skating there right now. So the scene and like somewhere to live, like there's no jobs in Boone either. Like it's just a college and nothing else. Like Asheville as a city, there's a lot more going on and it's easier to live here. But the roads in Boone are slept on time and time again. Like there's great roads in Asheville, but they're all like an hour away from town.
Yeah, you put up an argument. I think Madison Crum is gonna like really like this segment of the
Yeah.
show.
I've always said if I had the time machine, you go to like 2016, drop the fuck out of Ohio University and go to App.
Dude,
Actually,
I wish I
I'd
went to
grab
App.
Avery Wilcox, convince him to do the same, and then we'd both be here shredding. It would be so good. Avery wouldn't have his beautiful wife and children, but
Yeah,
he'd be skating still.
Things would work out pretty good for him. No, Boone
That
does
being
have a
said-
bunch of heaters. Sorry.
What was your like best day in Boone? Do you have like a singular, like just you're in your prime?
Man, nothing comes to mind immediately. Like I'm trying to think of like best day in Boone. But I'm not really coming up with much. But I don't know. I think when I lived in Boone, although there were like overall less people to skate with, it was more like we had a car. It was like always me, Brees, Pat. Usually like River was skating with us a bunch at that time. And like there was just like it was more like it was easier to get sessions together because there weren't fucking 30 people trying to skate.
Yeah.
And it was just like we all know how to skate with each other. We all know the roads we like. You just like when it's one car of people and you're more or less all available, or at least one person is, like you know what you're gonna skate and you know what's going on. I think Asheville is like I don't know. I think maybe I'm just a bit overwhelmed with the scene here.
No,
maybe,
you
maybe
make
there
a
is a
good
bit
point.
of that, but it was just like an era where Pat always knew what he wanted to do, or Brees knew what he wanted to do, or I knew what I wanted to do, and we just made some shit happen. And somebody's got a car.
It's a lot easier to make moves with like 4 or 5 people than all of a sudden multiple crews
Yeah,
showing up. Like, I mean, skated a couple weeks ago, show up at Elk, like, I mean, there's probably like 20 of us.
yeah. And it's not like
unplanned.
and it's sick as fuck too.
It
Like,
is sick, but
Elk is also like being able to just like elk. Asheville, we have elk. Boone doesn't have elk. Like Boone doesn't have that. Like that's kind of the one thing missing in Boone. Like we used to have Boona, and that was like kind of like a sesh spot where you could hang out for a while. And like, you know, you might be there, and then somebody else gets out of work and they meet you there. But it's more or less you have to be like are more focused on a plan, and you make a trip or you make a loop from Boone. But Asheville is a bit more of like, where is everybody? Let's see what we can do. Are we going north, south, east, west? Like, I don't know. It's a little. I just think it doesn't jive as well with me as like.
No, I appreciate your argument because definitely the Boone scene, you hit a lot of variety in one.
True.
Like
Yeah.
you're kind of.
No,
Like-
Boone, you'll skate 15 roads in a day, and it doesn't like feel like you hit 15 roads in a day.
pretty easily.
Yeah, like,
you're like
without
you just
a sweat.
drive by stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, you'd hit like the 105 loop.
and like shit's more blown here in Asheville.
Yeah, now it is for sure. I feel like
Like Boone was blown for a time, but
the tides kind of come and go. I think Boone was a lot bigger, like scene wise, because
Yeah.
there was a lot of people in college and
when everybody was at
everything.
App, yeah,
and like the NCDH, like
And I caught like the tail end of that when everybody was at App. Like when I was living in Boone, I didn't go to App, but like when I was living there was like 5 people who were skating downhill serious about it in school.
because I think that things flip flopped because like Asheville, like
It's
seven,
funny.
7 or 8 years ago, there was like not that many people. It was all visitors.
When I went to UNCA, nobody was in Asheville.
Yeah,
It was just like Deitch and his roommates skating downhill.
and like people come to town, and that's
And
it.
like, yeah, Tyler and David would like come to town from Atlanta. Like it was that long ago.
Not anymore.
No,
Not anymore.
no.
So
But
it is interesting how the scene ebbs and flows.
like, problem with Asheville, like we have a sick road to sesh anytime we want. We have Elk, and it's a dope downhill run, and you can do some stand-up slides there. You can skate fucking fast on big wheels, but we don't have like a steep ass corner sesh spot. Like we don't have Turkey. We used to have Turkey in Asheville. Boone has stuff like Turkey all over the place, and if one of them is blown, you get another one,
Yep.
and you can sesh them all day long. Like we just don't have that in Asheville. Like what people are skating nowadays is what's that one called over by Pinners?
Schlub
Schlub
Club.
Club. Yeah, Schlub Club. And we have Schlub Club and Elk, and those are like the regulars here. And there's people do loops all the time. People go skate other roads, but like the stuff that like on any given day with no plans to just hit somebody up and be like, "Yo, you want to skate?" And they're like, "Yeah, Schlub Club." It's like,
I'm not going there.
like I don't, like I guess, like sure, but
So compare that to the time when you came to 10 Garden, where
Yeah.
it was wake up, just go straight to Zon.
yeah, no, Zon. That's
I'll
a
go
good
hike
point.
Zon.
That's like this history of Zon is like a good thing to bring up. Like nowadays, you can kind of go to Zon.
You just went to Zon, brought a breakfast burrito, whatever, hung out until the session formed at Zon.
Right.
Like you just warmed up there every day during COVID.
Well, that's why it's blown.
Well,
You show up there, there's like 12 cars.
Yeah, it's your
You're
fault,
like,
Rob.
all right.
but compare that time period to peak Boone. Which are you taking? I can see
Still
the
Boone.
reservations.
No, still
Okay.
Boone, yeah. I mean, like Zon is great, and especially if you live at 10 Garden, like 2 minutes away, like that's amazing. But Boone, it's like, do we go do a 105 loop and hit all those roads, or do you go do fucking? Yeah. There's just like so it's like Boone is very much structured in like there's like 2 or 3 loops, and then there's all the stuff that's like maybe there'll be a sick ass road on the way to this other sick ass road that we do know exists. I don't know.
I'm going to play a little devil's advocate because
Sure. I know. I want to hear.
I
Yeah.
think Boone is really good. I mean, I loved skating there, but if you want to go to like heavy hitter style roads, like Asheville has so many heavy hitters, where Boone has a lot of dangerous roads.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you think of just like there's just a lot of these roads are blown now though, like sucky and shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Like Boone didn't have stuff like that, or like even like big stuff like you go to like Jenkum, like that's I don't think Boone really has stuff like that.
Yeah, but
No.
Jenkum's a chill ass road.
I disagree. I disagree. It's not a chill road.
Maybe you're just really good, but
It is not a chill road. But
yeah, the
like Balva,
I also do
Balva?
think my like opinion is colored by like the progress of time as well.
Yeah.
I think when I lived there, I was like more focused on skating a lot more than I have been since like the 2 years I've lived in Asheville, like the past 2 years. Past 2 years I've been working a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Working full time, fucking service industry shit. It's just like not fun. It doesn't make skating easy.
Yeah, man, life happens. For sure.
Yeah. And so when I was living in Boone, I had more freedom, and so the skating to me was more fun. Like, and part of that, so like I'm saying, the nostalgia kind of colors my past experience. But I think Asheville is fucking sick as fuck. But I think the roads in Boone are better because they're not all fucking blown. Like when Shitty wasn't blown and when Zon wasn't blown, it was fucking sick. And like 5 other roads. But I don't know.
No, you make a good point. Like
I could go to Friendship right now.
you probably could. Like,
Why'd everybody leave then?
why?
They needed a career. They needed to make money. There's no money in Boone. You go to school there and work at a restaurant, and that's it.
Maybe we should migrate back.
Dude, this is the.
But you can't let people know you're doing it.
This is the master
be
plan. Like
quiet.
I've talked to Pat about this. Pat, like you put Pat on the podcast, he'll talk about this. Everybody should just move to Boone.
I already lived. I don't know if I could go back. You can't put Pandora back in the box.
Dan's banned from every bar there already.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't want me.
Hey, I've never been kicked out of a bar in Boone.
They don't want me at Boone.
Boone Saloon. They know me there. They don't.
I've been here for 5 years and never been to Boone, but I still think you're wrong.
Is that correct?
I think it's for the same reason. I've never been to Boone. But I think it is the same reason where I came here beginning of COVID. There was really no responsibilities during that time. Did like DoorDash 10 hours a week and paid my bills.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, yeah, like you were saying, meet at Zon. Maybe we'll go hit GRC on the way to Shitty.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the best fucking day of downhill skating ever. Chill, but fun.
Yeah, how can you beat
And it
that?
is like the college.
Yeah, talking to the mic.
Yeah, I mean, is that like college mentality? I was fresh out of college. It was like, yeah, I don't really actually have any responsibilities. And like, I think I'll always look back on that time fondly. But I think going to Boone now to live would probably suck.
No, it probably would suck. No,
But the skating would be
it
better.
probably would suck.
But what do you look for in a road? Like, what's your ideal road? What are you looking for?
You did ask me like top road. It's Surf Spot.
Oh yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
That's like for me, Surf Spot.
That's like maybe one of the best downhill skateboarding roads ever. That's like
Yeah.
that's
Like if I had to pick one road, it would be Surf Spot. One road to rule them all. One ring of power. Like,
Surf Spot.
It's Surf Spot.
Wow,
Like
hard to argue with that.
I couldn't do better. Like there's probably a million roads in the world that I haven't skated, but of roads I have skated, that's the one.
Do you think there are other spots that are just as good as Surf Spot, but we just haven't like nutted up and completely blocked traffic like we do there? That's the only road we do that at.
Yeah, I mean it's such a unique road because it's like a half hour of dirt road to get there. But
Far
there
enough
is-
from civilization to just do illegal.
I don't know. It's like the
shit like
the
blocking
pavement
roads.
is old enough that it's still smooth, no cracks, or like there's a couple cracks and like features on it, but like it's still very smooth and very slidey. It's not like too grippy. It's like the perfect slide road, and it's really good corners, good banking, good construction on the road, and like there's a sketchy ass part at the top and a fast part at the bottom. Like, I don't know. It's not full of variety. It's kind of just like throw some big ass slides over and over again. But that's like what?
What,
Like,
what
that's the
more
best
could
part.
you want?
Yeah,
you know?
like what, I don't know what else you're looking for. So,
Well, cool. I guess we land in the middle of that Surf Spot there.
yeah. It is kind of in the middle, yeah.
It literally is in the middle of,
Yeah.
of both zones too.
It might be a little closer to Boone, but
Yeah, I don't know if you can claim that as Boone. Maybe.
no, it's
big
definitely
fan.
not a Boone claim. No.
I'm not claiming it. I mean, shit. I was just gonna shift gears a little bit.
Yeah, do it up.
You were at Rowan.
I was at Rowan.
How was your Rowan experience?
I probably skated like 3 or no, I skated more than that, but I didn't take a lot of runs. I volunteered a lot. I drank and partied a lot too. So it's not all. The organization left some to be desired, I think, for a lot of reasons. We don't have to get into everything, but it was a race. A free ride was marketed, and a free ride was not fully delivered.
Yeah.
It was still a great time. It was really nice. Like, we didn't have GRC last summer, and Rowan was a time to see all the friends. Mm-hmm. And we got that. We also got to see a ton of people from out of state, like out of town. And so it was cool to have like a big event. But the skating, like, I was at a corner marshalling.
You see any wildlife while you were there?
I did see a deer. You
saw some wild dead.
Dude, I did see a deer in my headlights driving home from Rowan. My car's been in the shop the past 2.5 months. Should be getting it back in a couple weeks.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It's been dead since Rowan, dude. I don't think about that.
Yeah. Drive fucking safely, especially in like November. I hit a deer in November at Rowan. I hit a deer the year before, like 7 days earlier.
Jesus.
Like I hit a deer at Rowan, and I hit a deer last year.
Same car?
Same car. The first one, like, it just fucking flew off to the side. It was fine.
Good Lord.
Rowan, yeah, it cracked my radiator, and so the coolant fucked up, and it fucked my car up pretty good.
We'll get that going.
But you know what, dude? Some people hit deer, and it goes through their windshield and kills them. So I'm 2-0. I'm 2 up. The deer are 2 down. 0. They're 0.
Jesus. Did you keep the deer?
No. The crazy thing, all right, so the first time I hit the deer, like, I was driving home to Candler. I was living at the ranch last year. First year, hit the deer. I saw it before I hit it and, like, slammed the brakes, slowed down. I probably hit it. I was, like, driving at 40, and I hit the brakes, and I probably hit the deer when I was going, like, 20. And it just kind of kicked off the bumper, went to the side. I pulled over, and it cracked, like, the plastic on my bumper a little bit, but, like, nothing crazy. And then the time I hit it in Rowan was way more serious. Like, it didn't kick up when I hit it. Like, that's the worst case scenario when you hit a deer, just for everybody. But
I like this play-by-play.
I hit the deer, and it stuck to the grill of my car. Like, I remember I was like, I looked at the mirror or like my music or something, like, for a second, and then looked back through the windshield, and there was a deer on my car. Like, it was that fast. Like my eyeball, like, went boom, boom. And then, like, there was a deer on my car, and it stayed on my car, and I could hear it, like I could hear it, like, moan for a second. It was honestly, like, graphic content warning, but, like,
was it a buck?
Yeah, it had antlers.
Damn, keeping that rack would have been.
Damn, dude, you should have kept
you got
the rack.
2 racks just in a skate house. Crazy.
Do you hunt? You're like, nah, really.
In a way.
Yeah, super gnarly. Drive safe out there, folks. Like, definitely, especially, like, when it's season.
Drive safe.
Yeah.
I got a random guess question from Norm, kind of pertains to animals. So here it goes.
Animals? Okay.
Yeah, this is very important content here.
Hey, what's up, bruh? Question for you. Would you rather fight a chicken every time you got in your car to the death, or fight an orangutan once a month, but you get a sword? And yeah, it's also trying to kill you, so you can't back out. And if you don't kill it, then you die. Yeah, what would you do?
Okay, just so I understand, it's a chicken every time you get in your car.
Yeah.
Or an orangutan once a month with a sword, or you die.
Yeah.
Either one. Both are to the death.
Well, yeah, chicken's not going to kill me, so I have to kill the chicken. Right?
Be surprised.
I mean, I guess
The chicken will get old.
hard.
It's going to get old, because I get in my car, like...
This gets to like a
I get in my car.
You'd have it so dialed.
I mean,
though.
recently,
You'd have that thing down in,
I
like,
haven't driven
2
my car
seconds.
in like 2 months.
Oh, this is a bit of a. Oh wow, yeah. So you'd be good
I don't
at
know. It's like
either way.
you might get in your car like 2 to 3 times a day at the max, but at least like once a day. You might kill 30 chickens a month, or you kill 1 orangutan a month.
I don't think you're killing an orangutan even with a sword. Those things are gnarly.
I'd kill an orangutan with a sword. What the fuck?
Orangutan, dude, if a grab.
I have a sword.
Yeah,
Or
but
does
they're-
the orangutan have the sword? Do I
No,
have a
you have the sword, but
Yeah.
the orangutan is. Those things are strong. They're crazy strong.
Do you get to keep the chicken?
I don't. That's a good question too.
That's like a lot of poultry's expensive, dude.
That's true. All right, I take the chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never have to like buy chicken again.
I think it's chicken all day, but that's just me.
I would feel worse killing an orangutan.
I'd be fucked up. Especially
Like
if
I would,
it's, like,
they're
not
way
being
more
meat.
intelligent than fucking chickens.
Just, like, sitting
I would
there and you're
feel
like,
worse.
Sorry.
But also, like, it would be once a month, kill an orangutan. You put up with it, or
Fucked up.
you kill a chicken every time you get into your car. You have to kill fucking 60 chickens a month, maybe.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Wait, is the orangutan in the car too?
All right,
Or
it's
that's just separate.
No, I think
After-
it's either
after
or.
consideration-
The sword is not going to do you a lot in the car.
what? The sword is with the orangutan, not the chickens in the car.
So the orangutan's not in the car.
I don't think he
Oh, I
said
didn't-
in the car.
no,
I
he
think
didn't
it's
say
just when you get out of your car. I think is what he said.
I think the chicken's the easy choice after some consideration.
I think it's chicken all day.
It's free chicken.
Um,
I couldn't eat a whole chicken every day, so I would probably end up making money selling chicken.
Can I tell a Norm-related 35 all
A
grip
true
story?
capitalist.
yeah, you can. Please.
It was like 2 days after we signed the lease with Norm that his episode came out on 35, and he was like, "Yeah, so my dorm room was deemed a biohazard," and we're like, "Oh, good, dude." Cool. So, how long is our lease for?
Wow, you're like
Norm, I love you, dude.
it's amazing. Let's go into the house. Let's go into the what's been popping at the crib.
Let's talk about like
chilling, dude.
just moving in was a whole fucking
Oh my
fiasco.
God,
Like we can
son.
chat about it and like vent a little bit. Like
We're-
me and Rob were both living in the compound last year, and Pat, Kev, and Norm, who had just moved in, were living at the Galax Street house, and
Where Cole and Ty Top used to live.
Sick, pretty
Right,
sick.
exactly,
House.
yeah,
You know.
pretty fucking sick house, and that's why me and Rob were like, hell yeah, we'll move in, because Ryder was moving out, Norm had just moved in, and Kev was ready to move out. So there were 2 open bedrooms. Me and Rob were living at the compound, and we're like, yeah, let's live closer to town. Landlords fucked us. We're like, they fucked Pat and Norm the most, I guess, because they told them like, you're all good to re-sign, and then at a 30-day notice, we're like, nah, we're actually gonna keep the house and sell it.
Oh, it was like 2 weeks out.
Or yeah, it was some crazy. It was like wild. Like we had 2 weeks to find a place.
Good lord.
We had all planned of like me and Rob were gonna move in, and then we're like, oh shit, we have to find something. And Maddie, Rob and Maddie were both gonna move in, and so the 5 of us now, me, Rob, Maddie, Pat, and Norm, had to find a place within 2 weeks. And luckily, we found the place that we moved into. Weirdly enough, we were looking on Facebook and shit, and I found a listing listed by this girl named Sheila, who lives like basically next door to our house. She's not the landlord, but she had the Facebook listing, and she is an ex of Phil.
Oh yeah, no, Phil.
Phil's
Yeah, I know her. Yeah.
Yeah, Sheila, who used to
Okay.
live in Boone, and she had like mutual friends with Tej and Garrett, and I was like, oh wait, like this house that you're listing, like, hey, I actually know friends of yours. And then later found out that she used to date Phil, but
Yep.
that's how we got into that place. I was like, yo, like we're homies.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
The house has been good. I mean, like
How's-
in my experience, like I've lived with groups before. I think there's always like stuff. Like your best of friends are gonna bother you when when you share a wall with them. Like it just is reality of living close to people. And unfortunately we have to live with people sometimes. You know?
We owe everything to Kevo for all of that, because at that time we were just going to Gaelic's house every day after work, like trying to figure out where the fuck we're gonna live. And Kevo's like, "Hey guys, like I'm learning blues guitar right now. Like I'm taking classes." And he would just sit there and like play such like soothing little riffs for us while I'm like laying on the floor pulling my fucking hair out.
You're like, "I'm fucked."
Like I'm gonna be homeless. Like Kevo got us through that. Thank you, Kevin.
Shout out Kevo.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, dude, having roommates can be stressful. I already put y'all through roommate survivor, so.
But yeah, to like kind of segue to the future, where I'm at right now, like the house is dope. And I love Asheville. I love the skate scene. I might be taking a break from Asheville. Might move back to snowboarding next winter. That's kind of like an idea of mine. I really miss snowboarding like 100 days a winter rather than like 10.
Mm-hmm.
Snowboarding is fucking wicked fun. It's like longboarding, but you also get to fly in the air and do spins and grabs. Like, snowboarding's badass as fuck.
Can you ollie, dude?
Yeah, you can ollie. You can also nollie.
You could just do that on a skateboard here.
Can you nollie on a skateboard?
Kinda.
I can't. No, snowboarding's sick, and I mean, if that's what you want to do, you should definitely do it. I mean,
I
Why
live in
not?
this like constant like battle of like I love snowboarding and I love skateboarding, and I want to live in the best place for both. Like I want to live in the best place for downhill. Like Asheville to me is the best place to live for it, and I also want to live in like.
He just admitted it, dude. He didn't say Boone.
Wow, yeah,
you
didn't say
won,
Boone.
Dan.
Yeah, you didn't say Boone. You didn't say Boone.
Well, I'd live in Boone, but like
Oh, now he's coming back on it.
I would have no friends if I lived in Boone. Like Asheville, all my homies are here. Why would I live in Boone?
You said it.
But I also, like I said, like snowboarding and skateboarding. Like I wish I could live in like Utah or Colorado in the winter and like live here in the summer. But financially, that's just really fucking hard to do.
Yeah.
And I've tried both, honestly. Like I lived in Utah, and like at the end of the season, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stay here. I'm gonna get my shit together, get a more like a real ass job. And I was just like, after like a couple months, I was like, fuck, like I want to skate real hills. I don't want to just like skate these Utah neighborhoods that are like more or less disappointing. And this, like, I miss Cheech, Rob, Pat, like all my homies who are down here. So I came here, and now I'm like, love this shit. Working fucking crazy hours, making no money, living in like squalor in North Carolina.
So it's
You still have those leathers. We're gonna see Sky going like 80 miles per hour on Speed Church next summer.
oh yeah.
Like Braff's just going insane,
Yeah, let's
hands
get you
down.
the leathers, man.
Nah.
WDSC
New
champ.
leathers I would be hyped with. My leathers are like barely fit me, and they're hillsides. They weigh like 20 pounds.
Dude, new leathers are like $300 now.
That's wild to me because when I was like in the market for leathers, NJKs were like $1,500. Or like 1,200 or like whatever they were. They were expensive as fuck. You'd get a used set of NJKs for 600.
Big time.
Yeah.
Should we do a little rundown on your setup? What you ripping?
Sure. Yeah.
See what Sky's
Another thing recently, I've been riding for Otang. Been having a lot of support from Dustin Hampton, fucking homie.
big shout out to Otang.
Yeah, big shout out to Dusty, dude. I think more or less when I met him, he was taking on the TM role for Otang, and pretty stoked to be an ambassador for their wheels down in NC. Yeah. Got some.
Sorry, we're in a tight room here.
Got some kegs on my board.
Oh yeah. Eras.
Eras, and I'm riding this Madrid Motorist, which is the Ethan designed, maybe not pro model, but Ethan partially designed board. I love the Ares. O-tangs are fucking sick, and I like the deck.
What are we talking? Are those K5?
They are K5s, yeah.
K5s, okay, cool. Riding the Kegels flipped in.
Yeah, honestly,
do you like it more that way?
I don't know. I put them on my board this way because I was going to skate 151 last week, and then I didn't get to skate it. So,
to be decided.
To be decided. These wheels have been sitting on my cruiser board, the Zip Singer, and I put them on this board to skate 151. But yeah.
So, what's your go-to wheel?
Go-to wheel. Recently, it's been Beefcakes. It's been the new O-Tang round lips.
What color? What color is the best?
Hard to say. I think the purples are the best.
Purples. I've only ridden the orange ones.
It's the same thing as like Stimulus and their regular wheels. To anybody I told otherwise, I was wrong. At a certain point, somebody told me they were like a high rebound, like a new thing.
And they're just stems.
No, they're just it's stem thing, with a new shape, with a mid-size core and a different profile. But
well, stems are sick. Like
stems are fucking sick.
The formula that was created, it still checks out.
Tried and true.
Like, you know.
But yeah, I do think my favorite's the purple. I do like. At a certain point, I had a box of like yellow, purple, and orange, and I really think more than other wheels, they're weather dependent. That's kind of one thing with O-tangs. Like on a hot day, on like rough pavement, like I want orange fucking O-tangs and destroy them. Mm-hmm. But for like most roads, especially like NC, like smooth pavement, like purples are gonna be fucking solid, and like they're kind of like an all-arounder. Also, yellows are sick too, but it's like they'll just last a bit longer.
Dan, when you were in Michigan, did you just stock up on yellow O-tangs for the winter?
You know, I never really rode yellows. I had perps though. Purple Durians. Like a set of purple Durians will last you like 2 years.
Yeah, yellow. Every other O-tang in the winter way too grippy. Yellow O-tangs were like normal wheels in the winter when it was cold in Ohio.
You see, I should have been on that grind, but I wasn't.
Well, you gave me some purple stems after you got a box lately, and it was like so nostalgic. I was like, God, they are still good.
Dude, I skated purple stems at GRC, the last GRC, I guess, like 2 summers ago.
Sounds good.
Best fucking wheels. Like, it was the first O-tangs I had skated in a while, and was like, wow, I'm doing things I don't normally do. And was like super hyped on them.
Durians are good now too. They like changed a core or something.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
That's something
I remember
didn't hear,
Durians
but
being bad, and last time I skated them, I was like, oh my God, these are super good.
Yeah.
It's like perfect elk
I believe
wheel
it.
when you want to go fast and do
I believe
stand-up
it.
still.
I mean, like, they do great work. I mean, it's like they've been in the business probably longer than anybody else.
What's better, purple beefcakes or snakes?
Purple
Beefcakes.
Purple beefcakes. I haven't skated snakes since I lived in Boone.
No kidding.
Like, to be honest, I'm a grippy wheel kind of guy.
Yeah.
Snakes, it's like rain skating with snakes. Like, you get used to it and you have a lot of fun and they're great. Like, snakes are not a bad wheel. That's not my point. But something about being able to like have it's like when you have a grippy wheel and you're able to overpower it and still control it. Like a grippy wheel, like a stem or a beefcake like that you can still control is fucking fantastic because you can grip a corner when you want and you can slide a corner when you want. It slows you down when you want. It just like, let's bring it up. Like the fucking snake makes you have bad form. Like, let's bring that topic in.
Yeah, we can riff on this.
I'm a stand for it. Like I think grippy wheels make you better at skating. I think if you can slide, like round lips, make it easy. Why not have a grippy round lip? I think
You make a good point. You make a good point.
I think my favorite 2 kinds of wheels are purple Kevin, like a slidey square lip, or a grippy round lip, because it just gives you the like in the pavement feeling.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I skate. I like stuff that makes me slow down. So
Yeah.
kind of know what side of the fence I'm on.
Yeah,
It's a safety issue, dude.
It,
Like
it does
snakes
come
are
down
dangerous.
to it. They are.
Yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm coming from too. Like, I skated snakes for a period and had a lot of fun with them, and in some ways, I do miss having snakes. Snakes last a while, which is like definitely one of their upsides, as well as like all polythene. Like the durability on polythene is good, but they'll still oval. And
No wheel doesn't oval.
yeah, I mean, let's be real. Nobody has like the perfect form to keep them round to the core. Like you can tell people you do, but you don't.
Even if you pendy once, though, my thing is like, even if you do one pendy, you are blasting 90 twice for just a moment in time. If
A single moment.
A single
Yeah.
pendy, you just 90 blasted twice for just a moment.
Yeah,
And that right there is enough to oval
Yeah.
a lot of wheels.
it's like exponential. You know, like
Yeah.
once a wheel is like slightly more worn in one area than the rest of the wheel, it will oval.
It'll just start doing it,
Yeah,
you know?
any wheel will be oval.
To tie back into Obsidian too, like
Sure.
event photos and shit. Once Powell took over, it was like gangster lean was just gone. No one was leaning anymore. Everyone,
Yeah.
you have to stand straight up over your fucking board to like slide on snakes or grip anything.
That's kind of
I've
like
argued with Tyler Rick about this like
like I said, rain skating.
for hours.
For hours.
Like I
Jesus
said,
Christ.
it's rain
He's
skating.
gonna say something.
Snakes are rain skating.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just like more when that like edge of grip is more defined and more pronounced, you feel it and it looks better and it feels better to slide a grippy wheel. Like even if I had like the grippiest thing I could imagine in a tiny ass wheel, like I would love that wheel.
Oh, yeah. I really like the orange beefcakes because they're like kind of grippy for...
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're grippy, but they're pretty sick. And you
Yeah.
know, I mean, dude, I like grippy wheels.
Yeah.
So you know what side of the fence
Yeah.
on. Have you ridden the Otang, the big protos? The
So
big doggers?
I haven't actually skated them down a road yet. I have a couple. I gave you a set, and like Dusty sent me some sets to hand out, but I haven't skated them yet.
I haven't skated the orange ones yet, but they're kind of like yellowish.
The earlier ones, yeah.
They were so grippy with the skin on them, and once you get through the skin, they're just like big thaners. Like they're sick as fuck.
I have like 2 or 3 sets sitting in my room. Like
Dude, to get through the skin though, you're like, no, like this is insane.
and they're kind of odd. They have like a mold release like down the middle of the wheel.
They do, they do.
Do
You're
you
like,
do you know you skated them? Like, do you notice
I mean, it
like on the skin? Do they feel grip? They just feel
they
grippy.
feel insanely. They feel like the grippiest wheel I've ever
Yeah.
ridden. And then the skin comes off and they feel really good. But
What I heard, I had there were like one. I mean, there's Guataca, but there's another race in Puerto Rico, and I had seen those wheels down there. I think Cactus Kev was riding them, and the kind of general consensus I had was like they were grippy. They were like more grippy than anything they had felt, but not quite fast to like keep up in the straights. Like they were fast, like they're giant wheels, like they're gonna be fast, but they're not as fast as like competing things.
yeah, it's hard to compete with like
And these are
a Magnum. at
these
this
are
point.
prototypes as well.
They are
like,
prototypes.
Like, they're doing their best.
It is. I mean, they have the core, the urethane poured over the core, which adds more weight. There's something about the vented core that just seems to like help with overall roll speed. I think. I don't know. We're really getting into the weeds now of
the way Magnums work.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
it's the best of both worlds. I don't know. I just ride stuff. But
for someone who does not race, I mean, a wheel's a wheel.
a wheel's a wheel. I mean,
Do they think?
the yellow one's thane. Hey, every wheel thanes on certain roads.
It's true. Maybe. I don't know if it's snake things on every road.
Mag's thane on Paradise if it's hot out.
I've definitely seen snakes stain on like dark black, like fresh tar.
Oh yeah, thane lines are cool. Start writing
Someone said
things.
that once.
Someone I think said that.
Hey Dan, you got any maybe like final questions? Anybody else like want to throw anything else in there?
I don't have anything from anyone else, but I did want to ask you like plans you have going forward.
Sure.
Or like what do you have in mind for
In the books?
2025? Yeah.
In the books for 2025?
Yeah, what does Schuyler got going on?
Man. I mean, for one, I did like form this partnership with Otang, and I really want to deliver for them. So I want to do some filming this year. I have like more or less a good camera for it. I'm thinking about investing in like a rig to mount it to a car so I could do some trips. I'm also hoping like it kind of depends on how Obsidian goes, but if I'm able to like bank a bit of money from it, I want to do an Obsidian like sponsored trip. Like that's kind
That'd
of
be sick.
that's kind of like been the dream of the magazine the whole time, is like if it makes enough money to like pay for a rental or to like pay for my friends to like go on a trip for a long weekend. Like we could just like go camping, make it as cheap as possible. But if I can like more or less be like, hey, I got $1,000, like let's the four of us like go skate for 4 days and like make it a media focus trip, make it a photo focus trip, write something about it, like even like give just like, yo, Rob, bring your camera, here's $50, like let's skate, make it a thing. Like that's kind of always been in the dream for the magazine, is for it to pay for its own creation of content, whereas previously it's more or less just been like whatever I can throw together, whatever I can like kind of reach out to people and be like, what do you want to create for it? But the more I can like do that, I'm excited for. So that's like in the books. I forget what I mentioned before that, but oh yeah, filming too. Yeah, I want to like be behind the lens a little bit more. Kind of partners, like I said, like with Otang, I want to like give them some media, and I think like they are in some like kind of brand transitions where they're more open to paying skaters as well, and like they're pretty stoked on me. I'm stoked on Otang, so the more I can like deliver for them is pretty dope. Big brand shit.
Yeah, gotta love the support too, and it looks like they're supporting Obsidian, correct?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they have an ad, and fucking look out for it when you pre-order and buy an issue of Obsidian.
How sick is that?
I'm fucking stoked. I mean, honestly, it like I love Obsidian, I love the magazine and everything, but it really beyond like within that love is also just like the 13 like 14-year-old me who like my first video was a fucking Adam Colton video skating a loaded board, who's like, I'm geeking. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, big shout out to them. You got do you have any like thank yous or any kind of I feel like we're about getting there. I wanted to ask you, you got any thank yous or anything you want to
I think we got a big thank you, Dan.
I mean, there's like a million. I mean, I'll start from the beginning. You know, I love my parents. Thank you for raising me and letting me follow this crazy fun sport and supporting when you could. Also, thank you to like all the people I learned how to skate with, including like those couple friends who bought longboards with me when we were in like fucking middle school, as well as like shout out NYCL Kai, NYCL fucking Sam, Joey, David, and Connor. Like those boys, I will one like big shout out to Connor Bughouse, who I think elevated my skating. Like I think saw something in my skating, was like, okay, this guy has like style and wants something. I learned a lot of like skateboarders' confidence from skating with Connor. He knew how to skateboard, and I really didn't. Like I could push around on a skateboard and like maybe do an ollie, but like from skating with him, and then like when a little bit later like Kai and everybody else got into like street skating, like that pushed me into like it changed my downhill skating from learning how to street skate. And I think Connor was like a huge influence to me for downhill skating in that sense. It also like took me from a level of like corner seshing and like learning how to do slides to like, let's skate some downhill roads, tug as fast as we can, like let's go fast. And so like I think a big energy of like learning how to skate goes to Connor. So I want to just huge amounts of love to Connor for like giving that to me. Other thank yous, you know, Deitch and all the Asheville community, really. Like, you know, Deitch was like my first touchstone in Asheville of like welcoming me to the scene, showing me around. And all the other Asheville people from that era, and all the Boone homies, you know, Pat, Brees, River, Quentin LaChance, you know, all the homies who like really made this place welcoming. Rob, Will Royce, you know, Garden Street homies. I'll just, you know, keep going and going and going. But
No, this is great. This is great.
Thank you, Dan, for putting on this fucking amazing podcast and, you know, creating content that's, you know, very listenable for like people in our scene to learn about each other more than we might do at like a skate event or like somebody's random house party. And also be like listenable to somebody who like maybe knows a little bit about downhill or like maybe like pushes to class but like likes watching longboard videos. Like to hear about these things, kind of an insider perspective, like you wouldn't hear my perspective or like any of these other guests that you've had perspective unless you listen to the podcast. And I don't know, that's fucking badass. You're doing a great thing by sharing it to people.
Well, I really appreciate that, and especially what you're doing too. Like with Obsidian, it's cool that I can have you on and we can talk about this. It's like two parts of media meeting each other, and I'm stoked on the new edition.
Yeah,
here
I'm really stoked too. I think just to touch on the zine a little bit, like this one in particular, like a lot of work went into it. It is like a bit late. Like I was planning to release this one last spring, so it's almost like a whole year late.
I thought it was supposed to come out on Rowan.
That was like the second deadline. Like, ideally it should be like spring. Every time it's like late summer. And then this one went into like fall.
There was a hurricane.
And that's what
There was a 1,000 years.
That's what I was about to get to. Is just that like a 1,000-year storm like delayed this one, and it's still coming out. And not only like I was having work transitions at that time as well. Like it was really fucking stressing me out to put this out at Rowan, because previously I released at GRC, which is like the best time to release when like out of towners come. And I was thinking Rowan's the best time to release it when out of towners come. Like introduce people to the new thing, have it in person, have everybody like who already knows what it is like buying it and showing it to new people. Like releasing it at an event is the best, but I am planning on hosting a little release party, I haven't like fully fleshed out the plans, but
Okay.
expect to hear something maybe already if I don't know when the episode comes out, but
Hell yeah.
release party. I'm fucking excited. We'll have merch. We'll have zines. We'll have posters.
Beers?
I haven't said anything about, but we got some fucking sick posters.
I would love a poster. I need a poster in here.
And each zine is going to come with posters. Every zine ordered is going to come with a poster, one of 3, as well as stickers and blah blah blah.
Good shit.
Yeah, just a little bit extra to tease y'all on the zine.
Well, if you haven't ordered yet, you can order them at Obsidian-Zine.com.
Obsidian-zine.com.
Yeah, get on it. I'll post a link in the show notes and everything so you can get on that. But Sky, appreciate you coming on. Rob, thank you
I
too.
think we have one more segment, Dan.
Do we?
We do.
So Sky came to me with an idea that I had already had.
Okay.
And it's sort of a celebration of these two journalistic entities coming together within downhill skateboarding. The giants of both print and audio within longboarding. We're going to call it 35 All Flipped.